Hello and welcome to this first look overview of BridgeCare's new Hub product. Hub, short for Helping Understand Benefits, is the latest innovation in social impact technology, a one-stop shop for government agencies and nonprofit organizations to connect families with the services they need to thrive. Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 Americans is enrolled in a government assistance program? And yet, despite a relatively robust framework of social safety nets woven together from federally funded programs and those at the state and local levels, millions of eligible Americans are not receiving all the benefits they qualify for. There are a number of reasons for this gap, but today we'll be focusing on two in particular: accessibility and awareness. Because so many of these programs are administered by multiple different agencies across various levels of government and non-government entities, they can be very difficult to track down if the intended recipient doesn't know exactly what they're looking for. On top of that, even when a relevant program is identified, lengthy applications and cumbersome documentation requirements can be overwhelming, leading to significant attrition between when someone identifies a relevant program and when they actually enroll in that program. To make matters worse, administering agencies face ongoing budget and staffing concerns, which only exacerbate all of these barriers to entry. Cue BridgeCare's Hub. This first-of-its-kind solution delivers a centralized, user-friendly experience for families to conduct research, check eligibility, and initiate the application process for all the services available to them. The example I'm using here is from the award-winning Raising Colorado Kids project, launched in early 2025. Keep in mind as we walk through it that the product can easily accommodate your own branding, services, and eligibility requirements. It's easy to implement, and it can evolve with you over time as your needs change. Note how Colorado has embedded the Hub experience into a multi-purpose consumer education website. Because BridgeCare software is white-labeled, the transition from website to application, done by clicking this button up top, feels seamless. You can incorporate your own branding, including logos and color palettes. All the text and buttons you see here are fully customizable. Hub is available in English and Spanish by default, but it can also be translated into more than 180 languages to meet the needs of your community. Families do not need to create an account to use the Hub, but if they do have one, they can log in to check the status of any integrated applications. In this case, the state's child care subsidy and universal preschool programs. Keeping that in the back of our minds, let's start from the top. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to be role-playing a single father of two. My oldest child has some developmental delays, and I've only recently re-entered the workforce after being laid off from my previous job last year. I know my family probably qualifies for some services, but that's the extent of my background knowledge. Let's see if Hub can point me in the right direction. This first question is important. Depending on how I answer, Hub will be able to identify localized programs in my area. It's not just for statewide services. Note, as we work our way through the wizard, how the questions posed are conversational in tone and intentionally written to be as clear and easy to understand as possible. The entire experience is also designed to be mobile friendly. It's consistent and intuitive regardless of device. See here, we'll go back to desktop for now. Let's say I've been living in my mother's house until I can get back on my feet. Select that here. Counting her, it's me and my 2 kids, 4. Answer a few more financial questions. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to say I'm not currently enrolled in any programs. I did make enough money in my previous job to support my family up until I got laid off, and I haven't needed any assistance until now. My mom does help with the kids when she can, but she is also working. No more babies on the way, so this is where I'll add my children's information. I've got my 4-year-old with an August birthday. I I do have some concerns about her development, but haven't had anything officially diagnosed, so I'll check this box here. And then I'll also add my youngest. None of these apply to him, so I'll check this box and move on. I'll answer one more question about my living situation. None of these statements apply. And voila! I'm presented with all the services I may be eligible for based on my responses. Notice that each program includes a high-level summary, a link to additional information, and in a nod to full transparency, the reasons why I am or am not eligible for each based on my responses. You can see just how comprehensive this list is, from things like universal pre-K to Head Start, cash assistance programs, support networks, resource centers, home visitation programs, really anything you can think of that might be helpful for your young families in need. Prior to Hub, I would have had to visit dozens of websites and read pages of literature to learn about all these things. And who knows how many of them would have fallen through the cracks. Equally important, I think, is that not only does it show you what you are eligible for now, it also shows you what you may be eligible for if your circumstances change. And again, you can see why. In this case, I would otherwise have been eligible for this program, but it just isn't offered in my county. I can see some other examples here. And it gives me everything I need to know to be aware when my circumstances do change that I may be eligible for an additional service. Because this particular implementation of Hub is focused on early childhood services, we're given more information up top on how to apply for other statewide benefits. This is also where I can create an account to save my results, come back to them anytime without having to answer all the questions again. The experience doesn't need to stop here either. Because BridgeCare is also supporting Colorado's Universal Preschool program, families can continue their journey straight into searching for locations or completing their application for enrollment. We can also fully integrate childcare and/or any state and local subsidies as needed. And there you have it. With BridgeCare's Hub, you can raise awareness of available services, improve participation rates, promote equitable access for all families, and reduce your administrative burden by empowering families with more self-service support. On the back end, you'll enjoy reliable reporting and analytics to help inform policy and support data-driven decision-making. We are thrilled to announce that Hub is now available to all BridgeCare clients. Thanks again to the Colorado Department of Early Childhood for partnering with us to give us this strong example of just how much can be accomplished with an innovative solution to a long-standing problem. Until next time, here's to a future where high-quality, affordable early care and education is easily accessible for all.